I'm recording this beforehand because I don't want to break the flow of the game. However, I am going to return to Zone 0 at your request, because you said that there's something for me to find here. You also said that I may as well go to Zachary and stock up on items. Now, I was actually wondering about Zone 0 and why it doesn't become purified. I mean, of course, we never actually did any real combat here. But it actually sort of makes sense because, you know, you don't want to have Zachary in the old zones so that it doesn't feel as dead. So this place kind of acts as a consistent store. Alright, let's see what we can buy. We got 27,000 credits, so we can actually get quite a lot. Actually, buying a bunch of explorations could do us well in the fights against the fishies. Heck yeah, let's do it. Meanwhile, we can give the batter more defense by getting the Taiyu tunic. So we might as well grab that. It's not really super worth it to get every little thing for the add-ons, so I'm not going to for this moment. I don't really need jokers, I don't think. You know what? Belial's meat. Belial's meat. We could actually use a tremendous number of these. No reason not to stock up. And that is actually something that's kind of cool about this game, is that you can effectively grind money and therefore grind endurance in a fight. It's a way of balancing itself where I think it kind of guarantees that anyone will be able to beat something so long as they convert that cash into endurance. I mean, even as you said, in some of the so-called impossible boss fights like the fish, it's really because they're more of a puzzle. And we've seen a couple of things like that where if it seems like they're able to just cut right through everything, it's really just because you need to figure out how they work. Now, you told me to return to the basement of Zone 0. Okay, this is creepy. You're not like the others. I don't know why it's all so distressing. I'm never hungry. You're surrounded by piles of sugar. And that pattern on the ground, it's like some kind of seabird. Think really hard about something beautiful, and maybe you'll see it tomorrow. Who are you? Like, for example, a beautiful day with a huge ducky. A distressing one. What are you doing here? Let us not lose any time to useless introductions. Let's dance together, dearest friend. A smiley face on your speech. Oh, look at you. Okay, I can't wait to find out what your issue is. Alright, we're gonna try Run with Grace. I'm not sure if you count as a beast. Maybe Run with Faith would be a better place to start. Dummy. Listen to this music. I mean, right from your dialogue, and even the circumstances in which we find you, you're just standing in the corner of the literal tutorial level if we come back here for some reason. Right away, it just seems like there's something wrong with you, almost like you don't belong here. And it's almost like returning to like a PS1 game or something, and when you go and backtrack to the beginning, you find a fully 3D, like fully detailed human person who seems to move at 60 FPS, who just looks at you and runs off as soon as you spot them. It was not that. It hit hard too. Alpha, impossible bracket. We can give you palsy, which will prevent you from attacking for a while. Each of your little guys is independent. Alright, let's do a Gaussian blur on Sugar. That's your name. Meat does 60 damage, so it's probably not that either. Epsilon. Okay, this is a great case for Surrealist Tragedy. Yeah, as always, we're not going to win this one. Batter, you're probably best off defending right now. Madness. Alpha is overcome by madness, and you've got crits. Epsilon... You know what? Let's take our hits. I mean, you're probably going to do something devastating, but another Surrealist Tragedy could be great right now. Omega. Probably best for you to defend, right? Big hits. And they all have hasty, which means they're going to be charging quickly. We need to wait for you all to queue up. And Blind Mask. Epsilon, what can you do? You can crit once more. Alright, hit them all. Again. There goes one popped. Okay, we have an idea for their health now. Batter. Maybe we should be going after these guys first. There we go. We can prevent you from attacking. Omega. Just do an optimized blur against one of these little guys. Could be better. Should probably start getting some health out. One of the problems I have is, wow, that's convenient for us. And we are palsied on the batter. Maybe we use an attack or an item to fix that. Let's use Belial's meat on the batter. You're cured. You're gonna do something bad. Oh, there goes Epsilon. Yeah, I didn't get the health out in time. I should have started that earlier. You're gonna do nonsense. We need to heal Alpha. Run with courage against one of these dummies. That'll kill it. Omega. Use a luck ticket on Alpha. Now we buy more. A little bit of owies there. Ow. Okay, but the batter can now... Let's try a smoke attack. There we go. Smoke might be the way to go against you. Alpha, start doing... Long string might be best. 68. Omega. Do a Gaussian blur against sugar. Could do big. Metal is not it. You attempted to do something to us, but we resisted. Okay. Okay. Let's do a smoke attack. Not quite as much against you. Alpha. Once more, do a long string. Omega. Those are all cure competences. Do Gaussian blur. Plastic. Yeah, not really any big moves for you. Somebody could die this next turn. Run with Grace, try that. Yeah, okay, there we go. You're considered a beast. There's just so many to cycle through now, you know? We're gonna use an object. We're gonna use a silver flesh to... Oh no, not fleshes. We want a luck ticket on Omega. I should probably bring back Epsilon. Just so that we have that extra hit. Do a Gaussian blur, why not? Batter. I wish we had known this earlier. Run with Grace. Hit. Alpha. Long string. Good hit. There's our defense coming in handy. You can't really do anything, so you may as well use a silver flesh on yourself. Yeah, we're really at the golden flesh point. We have so much CC. Yeah, we're really at that point. I would actually rather heal the batter first, just in case she tries any shenanigans. Alpha, you can go ahead and defend. Yep, that helps us. Omega, go ahead and Gaussian blur. What was a flat 60 damage? That was something I only noticed last part, is that it is entirely stats-based. Aside from crits and, like, different resistances, it doesn't... The damage output of an attack doesn't actually really vary. Batter, you're going to defend. You could use the CC anyway. Pretty small hits from you, actually. Long string. Go ahead and... Or maybe it would actually be better to do some poison. Batter. Oh yeah, this crit coming in is gonna be big. Omega. Try and optimize Blur, go for it. It's the lottery, but still. Furious? Alpha is furious. Hopefully Alpha decides to attack somebody else. Yeah! That's what you always hope for. Omega. Use Silver Flesh on Batter. Batter. Run with... Wait, was that right? Yes, run with Grace. There you go. Okay, Batter is now level 15 and can now use Save Third Base, which I imagine is some kind of big heal. Alpha leveled up to level 15, and Omega... Oh wow, everybody's up. I'm feeling way too cold. Look at you bleeding on the floor, in stark contrast with the style. I didn't like that dance, my dearest friend. I think the huge, distressing Ducky has won this round. Say goodbye to Zachary for me. The other question is, can we actually... All of these boss fights, and I don't know if this is a new one, but they all just feel like murder. She's dead. I definitely think that this is a game that gets better in its combat as you go. Because early on, there's not really any strategy to it, and you are just kind of pushing against a massive amount of health with, like, the 1 or 2 attacks that you have. But the more time goes on, the more money you have to spend, the more you actually have to build and invest in your character. I think the more thinking there is, and the more fun it becomes. I guess it's better like that. But why? This game is just so vague. No one tells you anything. And this from the one who's aware that it's a video game. Okay, we're going to buy a whole bunch more golden fleshes, because we may as well. Screw it. We'll buy a couple of fortune tickets. Once more, why not? Yeah, Belial's meat, we've got a bunch, so that's okay. Let's buy some more Abaddon's meat, you know, just in case we need them. I'm going to get a couple more expirations just in case, because we know they're effective against the fishies. And some inspirations, why not? We got plenty of eyes for what we're going to be going through, right? But they're only 20 credits, so couldn't ever hurt to have some more. Other than that, yeah, I think we're good. Okay, let's go. We actually have all 4 grand items. Grand Chocolatier, a bizarre object associated with sugar. I think I remember reading somewhere that it affects the ending or something like that. I don't have any idea how. But we're gonna get back out there before we finish this. And it feels so wrong to be leaving what was clearly the end game to come back and do bosses. But you guys would yell at me if I didn't, and at this point I want to. Back to nothingness. We've literally got bigger fish to fry. The batter is now level 16 already. Epsilon level 14. Epsilon can now use Abstract Tragedy. And we've got more money to spend on goodie bowls. Wow, this is a really long ladder, huh? Might as well jump. Oh my God. Look at all our health. 250 health. Actually, wait, let's have a look. Save third base restores some HP to the whole party. As opposed to, yeah, so we can actually just heal the entire team. The only thing is we gotta give up our turn, and it costs a lot. You know what doesn't cost a whole lot is just outright murdering you. Abstract Tragedy. Special attack with average impact hits all foes. It's expensive. It is expensive. But it does well. Alright, let's descend into the fish tank. It's real dark and scary down here. No one found us, and no one will ever find us. We are already dead. Well, you're wrong about 2 of those things, but I can make you right about the second one. Okay, now we remember that these guys are weak to meat attacks. You've got an attack coming in. Batter, why don't you start us off with Run with Grace on Herodotus. Nice hits. Vilified. The entire party is vilified and therefore muted. Well, Alpha, you can go ahead and cure a negative status effect on the batter. The entire party was defamed. The guilty betrays the innocent. Their damage returned to all. Okay. Now. You've got a crit coming in. Omega, why don't you... Yeah, that actually didn't do what we wanted. So maybe we should have just not acted at all in that moment, just defended. It's going to be... The game doesn't tell you, I don't think, what an attack actually does, well, unless you understand what the effect means, but sometimes an effect means different things between people, or what I mean is that it'll have a different name. So Omega, why don't you just start cheating and use Expiration on you? 100. I mean, we can literally just spam that. That's why I bought them. We got a dozen of these. Expiration Alpha. Actually, I don't remember. Do objects come with a crit? I think they do, right? 130. You're still vilified. Objects also don't seem to trigger any of the problems that you place on us. So yeah, let's just keep doing meat damage. We can do 1,200 damage to you that way or more. Alright, now this is the big thing. I believe it was Omega that just got that effect. So Omega cannot attack. Or you also said whoever gets crits cannot attack or will get judged. It's kind of hard to tell in the moment because like it hides certain information from you, which is pretty annoying. But we're gonna keep spamming offensive at you. 100. The batter. The batter now cannot do anything. Or at least shouldn't attack. We'll learn this. We may not do it this time, but we'll learn it. Maybe the batter should defend. Omega, just keep spamming out that. They're not really doing much to us so long as we keep doing it like this. Another 100. We are... Omega proved their innocence, technically. Oh god, it's a whole gaggle of guys. And you hit for not a ton. I don't know who's... This is annoying. I don't know who's being judged right now. Gnosticus. You were just destroyed. Do these effects still apply? I won't miss them. I don't know who they were. I already forgot them. That works for me just fine. Used Red Herring, and that's an attack, and that's an attack, but they don't hit for very much. As for you, Batter... Okay, I think it's only Epsilon who can't really attack right now. You're still vilified. Tell you what. Let's keep spamming out that... Why don't we start using this on Ghost, because let's see what it does. Whoa, that killed everything. We proved our innocence. You've not got much going on. What if we use a Belial's Meat on... Hey, Batter? Let's try it. Yeah, I don't think it does anything. I think that's just gonna be the nature of this fight. You still got that timer on you, so let's defend. I don't know what that means, that's the problem. Keep defending. Oh, Alpha's been found guilty. Yeah, I can't keep track of what's going on here. Everyone else proved their innocence. Alright then, Epsilon. Attack. He's not doing much though, that's the thing. Yeah, no, we cannot cure the status effect. You've got no health. So go ahead and fortune ticket yourself, you might as well. Everyone's vilified again. Do we just start attacking? Alpha, go ahead and... We may as well use the last of those expirations, we really needed more. Epsilon. Expire this fool. Batter. Use the last expiration on this fool. That was a big hit. Maybe we should have done it all on the batter since we have infinite time. You're all defamed. The guilty betrays the innocent. There, I can't read any of that. It's just too fast. We can try using inspiration on you guys. That clears all. Let's just keep spamming inspirations. I mean, spamming items seems to be the way to deal with you guys. It's not a lot of damage, but it's something. Yeah, go ahead, and we're also going to use some jokers in a second to bring people back. But use an inspiration. Here. So many crits. I mean, might as well, right? You don't seem to have a defense for it. And we're all dead. Wait, what? I thought that didn't work. Let's just keep doing that. Let's use an inspiration on you, sir. Now they're all gone. Epsilon, why don't you just keep putting you guys out? I think we're okay now. Fib does that. I think we just have to not attack on that first turn, really. Or that first couple of turns. Epsilon, just keep hurling plastic at this fish until it chokes. Because I'm afraid to use actual attacks. Alpha. Plastic. We're polluting the oceans. It's for the good of mankind. You're using Vilify again. That's alright. It's not like we were using those competences anyway. Keep hitting them. Because I can do this all day. We're not getting crits, which potentially means it's not even, like, happening anymore. We don't even have to worry about it, but anyway, you're gone. Because crits are usually the tell. Anyway, we just received all that. No one found me. And no one will ever find me. Well, never again, anyway. I will never die. Neither do you. And you will never forget me. So that takes care of that. Not only did they disappear, so too did the light. Back to the room. And look, wait. There's a staircase here. Leading to another boss. I must purify the zone. This is my holy mission. Mediocre ghostly entities, show yourselves. A sentient puddle with the same mission as us. I am the Messiah, provided with a blessed quest. Kneel before my path, nauseous phantom. Look at you, are you too? Alright, batter. The first step is going to be figuring out how we kill you. So, let's start with smoke. Justice. Ow. Alpha, why don't you go ahead and inflict poison damage. Meanwhile, Omega, you are going to try for a Gaussian blur. That's actually a good way to try different elemental attacks. Smoke No. We'll probably have stages. Just go ahead and increase the batter's strength, will you? Hits. Okay, Alpha. Go ahead and long string that fool, or inflict palsy. Might as well, right? Give us some more time. Omega. Oops. Try another Gaussian blur. Neat. No. You can't move. Ah, so it doesn't stop it from building, it just stops your next attack. Now that's useful to know. As for you, Epsilon. Are there any items we need? We could try inflicting plastic damage. 47. See my shadow and fear my hand. Alright, batter. Let's go ahead and... meat attack? 113, there it is, meat. Should have stocked up again. Actually, you can probably cheese a lot by stocking up on that stuff. Probably defend, right? Oh, this is gonna be a lot either way. I keep hitting objects now, I'm just so used to that reflex. Do a long string against you. You have more strength now, well, that's not a good sign. Alpha. Go ahead and luck string you, that's a big hit. Epsilon. Go ahead and increase Alpha's attack, you might as well. Just so that we have it out there. You're gonna do nonsense. I think part of my problem is I don't heal early enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and luck to get up the batter, since that's the only one it's focusing on. Alpha's now lethargic. Epsilon can... I can't stand this. Why don't you go ahead and increase Alpha's defense? Might as well. Alpha's become sturdy. We should also start spreading around that CC. Go for some meat attacks. 113. Alpha. Let's do some damage. 85. I am the Messiah, provided with a blessed quest. Kneel before my path, nauseous phantom. I wonder if you're the end stage of the same thing as we are. And if that's maybe our fate. Omega... You can try for an optimized blur. 54. Respectable. Just as strength fades, Omega is poisoned. Irrevocable drama. Justice is hasty. Okay, what do we need? I wish... Okay, there we... Wait. No, come on. The wrong button again. We need to heal somebody up. So we're gonna heal Epsilon. There we go. Alpha. Go ahead and... Just go ahead and inspiration this dude, please. I want to see what it does. We could just spam out 85 damage attacks. You're slow. Irrevocable drama, you are now hasty once more. Omega. Yeah, I mean, why don't we do that? Why don't we just start spamming out plastic? It's not as good as the other meat, but we don't have the other meat. 65. Epsilon. Wait, who needs what? Actually. Omega could use this. Can always buy more. Come on, batter. Hey, batter. There we go. Do yourself a meat attack. Lethargic cured. Big hits. And you're dead. That wasn't too difficult. We all gained a bunch of XP and a little bit of credits. I still am. But I won't accept this truth until the mirror is shattered and its opaque mist dispersed. I must go now. And you took your basement with you, almost as if you were the room. These bosses are really cool, and it's really interesting that they were added, like, now, this year. This is an old game, and I don't know, there's something really strange about the fact that this game still probably looks about the same as it did, with some updates, and yet these things are inserted. Something from 17 years ago. If you played this game back at release, I feel like it's probably really strange to come back to this game and find it mostly the same, but with things hiding in the margins that weren't there before. I'm gonna go revisit Zachary. Hey, there's something up there. There is something up there. And we'll be dealing with that momentarily. So obviously we're gonna go see what's going on over there. Floating plane at the end of the world. What are you doing, stellar visitor? Look at your portrait. Here you are, at least. I was waiting for you. My friend the Batter. Let's feast and dance together now that we know what lies ahead. Now that we know what lies ahead in the Infinite Valley. Let's sing together the carnival song, the song of the skeletons, the song of the outcasts and the mad. Take my hand and cry on my shoulder. This will be a sad and very happy song at the same time. Another thing I have to note is that most of the bosses are not really all that adversarial. Look at you! Okay, Batter. You got an attack ready right from the beginning. Let's start with a middle attack, start feeling out your weaknesses. Winner, the Batter won a prize. Carnival won a prize, which was a big crit. Ow! Wow, you are just constant crits all the time. Okay, let's impossible bracket you. You're now palsied, which will prevent that from attacking. Doesn't stop you from starting again. I wish I knew what any of these things did. Let's try using a expiration on you. Meat does well. Meat does well most of the time, it seems. Big crits. You're a winner. Let's go ahead and run with faith against you. We are now a winner. Epsilon, why don't you... Why don't you heal somebody? Like the Batter, for sure. As for you, Omega, do an optimized blur. Good, you're a winner. It's the name Carnival, and any hit gives you bonuses. Wow, even with all that. Aren't we having a great time here in the Infinite Valley? I can see something on the horizon. What is all that? Okay. Okay. We need to keep these tickets coming, I think. We need to keep these tickets coming. Keep the Batter healed. Alpha. Let's get that poison going. You won a prize. 5. We both win. This is nuts speed. Like, the pace of this fight is incredible. The Batter can then do a meat attack, run with faith. Do good damage. Carnival wins prize. Okay, the next hit with the Batter is going to be a big one. Omega needs to be healed. Or we could do this and just sacrifice Omega, because he might try to kill next turn. But look, we're strength boosted, we've got crits, we have an environmental damage, or an elemental damage. There's no reason not to run with faith. Big hits. Not as big as I was expecting, though. And we do all that, you're dead, which we expected. Everybody's a winner here. Omega won a prize, Epsilon won a prize. The thing I saw earlier is a house. The house of the first humans. We're already inside. Game of Leo. So I'm guessing what's happening here is that you're changing the rules every once in a while. Okay, we could actually potentially use the batter to heal everyone. That might be a good way to go. Meantime, fortune ticket up. Batter or alpha? Probably batter. For as rough as that is. Batter, you gotta swing. Big hit. Epsilon, go ahead, and we're not defending anything because we need to focus on healing. No use defending. You're cured of your poison. Oh my god, that's a big heal. Alright, well let's actually palsy you then. That was actually a really good hit on its own. It can stop you from doing anything. And now you resist palsy. You actually adapted and just did all that. You reflected it back. Game of Aquarius. Batter, what do you have to say about that? Nice. Strength fades. Some good hits across the board, but it won't help you. Ow. You just keep getting to do stuff. We're lethargic. Could cure all negative status effects. How's everybody doing health-wise? Epsilon could use something, but I think we're better off in this moment. Once more, just doing damage. 88. I've had so many bonuses against you, I'm not used to such low damage. Oh my god, that's a massive hit. We will never get tired. It's an amazing party. I am very happy to spend this moment with you. I hope you're not too disgusted by my ugliness. Well, now that you mention it, Game of Pisces. Alpha, go ahead and once more heal the batter. That's a big heal. That's gonna hit big. Ow. Batter, tell you what, I'm actually gonna have you... You don't have the competence, actually. I'm gonna have you... heal Alpha. Just so that we're in. Just so that we're still in. Oh my... Are you kidding me?! You are just spamming attacks. Dude. Dude, that is such nonsense. That is such nonsense. You are this is this game's equivalent of a stun lock. We need to bring somebody back. And then you're just gonna kill us both all at once, I think. You heal. There's nothing we can do. Let's fortune ticket ourselves. Carnival used Flourish. Better. You might as well bring somebody back. Just keep everybody in the game. Alpha, go ahead and poison you. We should have palsied you, actually. Swan Dive, you're now palsied. Game of Aquarius. Once more, I'd like to know what any of these things do. Omega. You can... Do we bring Epsilon back in? I would actually rather... You know what I would rather do? Let's golden flesh you up, Batter. That helps a lot. And then we can... Meat attack you. That's something at least. Damage across there. Batter. Get him, get him. We're just not doing much. Immediately recovered. And a prize. This is such a ridiculous fight. Next person has to revive Batter. Oh, unless you just start killing everyone. Unless you just do that. Batter, why don't you go ahead and run with Faith against you? You're gonna kill Alpha, like, right now. Now the only thing we can do... Like, we spend so much time healing, we can't attack you, and you're healing as well, so... Alright, another Joker. Bring back Alpha. Keeping you two in is the big deal. We just need to spread your damage around. Go ahead and Joker somebody else, also. And you healed again. You healed everyone, well thank you. Because you just want to keep the game going, that's your thing, isn't it? Does somebody come back with more health if we use a Joker right now? I'm gonna have you use a Golden Flesh on Alpha. You're gonna do all that. Of course you want a prize, you're always the winner here. Run with... 38. Finally. Good lord, that really was just like an endurance fight. It was everything I said before. It's just about keeping yourself in, except in this case it's not about healing, it's about reviving. Alpha leveled up, now level 16. Wasn't that a beautiful moment of triumph, truth, and joy? A wonderful song, isn't it? I'll be honest, I wouldn't have been surprised at that point if you had more health than when we started. Unfortunately, it can't last forever. I hope it will be fine without me. Will anyone miss me? Will you? It's a boss lamenting the loss of the fun we had. After all, we are ultimately here by choice, right? Off is such a fitting title for this game, isn't it? I've been saying it since the start. Even when you first arrive, the fact that it so thoroughly hammers in, we are a hero, we are purifying the land, and our unquestioning nature is kind of unsettling from the very start. But I think it's only when we get through Zone 2 and 3 that the scales really tip, and by now the game that was presented to us at first has kind of fallen away entirely. The mask is completely slipped off some time ago. Which is why I sort of like the inclusion of these optional bosses, because they allow us to sit in it for a bit longer. That boss wasn't kidding. That really was a happy and sad song at the same time. I mean, it's exciting, but as with the others, it just feels more like murder than anything. Like we're wiping away something that should be there, and now we're leaving a hole in the world. Just stocking up with Zachary once more. We don't really have a lot of money, but we may as well increase our defense, which we can do with the Aura of Tenacity. There we go. I can't really afford it on much of anybody else. Epsilon lag's way behind in defense, but it's not like there's really anything we can do about it right now. But yeah, like, the whole point of this game is that we're going back and purifying the zones and finding that we leave them empty. Those bosses kind of show that there is something left behind, and we're going back and finishing off even that. And then there's truly nothing. The only thing I'm not so sure about is the impact of these bosses' presence on the original pacing, because even though they are pretty cool, and they do definitely feel like they belong with the tone of the game, it does mean that we spend a lot more time in this final, like, mask-off stretch. And I don't know if that's necessarily good for it. Well, I guess that remains to be seen. Either way, we now need to return to the room and see where it takes us. We are very full on items. Alright, today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Last time, just fighting one of you head-on was enough. So Batter, let's use our plastic attack on you, and you're gone. Alpha, go ahead and actually, even just using an inspiration would probably be fine. Probably should have brought more of these in case we need them. Go ahead and use an inspiration. We can prevent your attack. You don't really do a whole lot, though. Smack. Wow, look at that. Yeah, you guys have, like, no defense also. Why don't you go ahead and abstract tragedy these guys out of here? Alpha, just attack. Wow, that didn't kill you. Migraine. Better get rid of this guy, please. Omega, strike him down. Hey, Epsilon's now level 15. And we got 2 silver fleshes. We're back at the Smiley Room. It's inanimate. The entire room seems shrouded in darkness. I don't like the pills. The room of a sick child. I had been away for so long that I had forgotten about it, but it seems like we're getting closer to the truth of what this all actually means. The art style of the game itself is degrading. It almost looks like the level is crudely hand-drawn. There's a whole bunch of you out there. Okay. Run with courage should be good against you guys. You seem like specters. There we go. Oh, you hit big time, though. Alpha, go ahead and let's string this dude. Omega's a problem right now. Epsilon, you're the guy for the job. Omega's getting really hit here. Go ahead and strike that guy down. Alpha. Let's go ahead and long string this dude. Ow, you need to stop that right this second. Just hit him. Batter is now level 17 and can use Magic Home Run. Does that maybe also restore CC? Omega leveled up. Thank you for doing my healing for me. Didn't receive a lot of money. And you're not removed, actually. All you really do is get us through. You get out of the way. Once more, though, the soundtrack is interesting. I mean, it sounds like almost an early game home area soundtrack from a game like this. Almost befitting of Undertale, and yet there's a scratching, a realistically mixed sniffing in the background. Like something is scrounging just behind the game's screen. Which, by the way, we know that the game's screen is a physical object, since Zachary showed us where we were keeping that combination. But ever since we defeated Sugar, even Zachary seems distant, won't really talk to us with his usual upbeat, jovial tone. Same thing with the judge. We fight a boss that's close to them, and it's like, even though they had their meta elements before, it's like we've stepped outside of our role, and now they don't want to talk to us. Like they're too distraught to participate anymore, but they still have to keep up the charade. Alright, so this clearly isn't working. Unless I'm supposed to fight you all. Do I maybe have to go back? Papa said that we'll go play outside tomorrow. Learning little by little. Chapter 4. I had 3 friends. are add-ons, or rather what they represent. No bears to be found this time. Nor anything that made this level what it was. It's like we're purifying room by room, hall by hall. Oh my. It's another world screen. The big mister? Sure. Hey, you down there. Come closer. Maybe you represent different people in this kid's life. I mean, I was thinking last time, an ill child with a thing for baseball who has sports heroes, maybe. Hey, little one. I'm stuck. Can you help me get out of here? I suppose not. If you'll go find someone to help me, I'll bake you a cake. It will be delicious, you'll see. And we'll tell each other jokes. Go find help. I'm begging you. We find you untrustworthy and maybe a bit manipulative. The tall mister. Oh no, it's Leshy's cabin. I didn't know we'd be playing Inscryption today. Finally, somebody's here. You'd think there was nobody else left on Earth. Some of you have said that you were the inspiration for Papyrus and Undertale, and honestly, I see it. Finally. Anyhow, I'm glad to see you, my boy. I've been bitten by a cow. The pain is hard to bear. Plus, it's 9 o'clock for a while now. I don't like that a bit. What are you doing here, by the way? This isn't really a place for you. Ah, no, for God's sake. Don't cry. Everything's okay. Calm down. There. Here, try your tears on my coat. This is just the beginning. It can only get better from now on. Come now. Wouldn't you like to be a good boy and find something for me? I'd like to know what day it is. It's been today for a long time now, hasn't it? Once more, it's this dialogue that feels like understanding is just on the tip of my tongue, and yet every time I'm close, it escapes me. It's 9 o'clock. Couldn't you be a dear and go check somewhere else to see what day it is? I don't know, could I? We could go into the sun. It is technically another red circle. The bird. More like the insects that mark the chapter. What? A big mister stuck in a hole? I have better things to do than listen to nonsense. Maybe we need to find what each of you need. We can also return to the room at any moment. What about the final place? Mama. It's interesting, by the way, that Dedan was originally the most hostile, the most outwardly antagonistic, and is more of a comforting voice here. Mama's not here. We can't enter at all. If we return to the big mister, can we report what others have said? Don't just stand there looking at me like that. Go find help, please. I'll bake you a cake. Could we find a clock elsewhere? That seems like the most doable. Actually, it's not quite a clock, but what about the calendar. We can take the calendar page now, yes. Alright, that makes some sense. It's also changed. Alright, tall mister. Let's see if we can finally purify you by giving you what you need. Hey, that's a calendar page, right? Give it here. Actually, it doesn't really matter. It probably isn't that day anymore anyway. Your mother? Don't worry. She'll come back soon. She just went to see the new world. She's a very important person, you know. Once she's back, she'll restart all of this. Everything will work again. We'll rebuild it with all our bare hands. We won't let exhaustion stop us. We will be the builders of the future. It'll be good. You'll see. We'll ride the Pedalo together. Have you ever ridden a Pedalo? Bah, it's great. You'll see. Here, you can have this. I don't think I'll need it anymore. Thank you for the calendar. A book with an unreadable title has been found. A Wednesday. What does a Wednesday do? Maybe it's something that we'll need. Equipment that protects you from harmful ground. Well, I guess we'll learn what that means. From the beginning, I certainly didn't expect this to be one of those games with some reality infused into it. We've certainly got some hints of what that reality is like, and it seems they're pulling a Wizard of Oz here. One where each of our friends and antagonists represents someone that we really know. We can't protect you from this harmful ground. As for the bird, what is that under your arm? A book? What? A big mister stuck in a hole? Calm down. I do not understand a bit of what you're telling me. If you hand me the book, I'll go help your friend. Okie dokie. Superb. Well, let us go see what we can do to help that big mister. Voila, the big mister is free. We will be waiting for you in the cottage, west of the canyon. Meet us down there, and do be careful not to fall. A Saturday's been found. Increases agility. I mean, I can only speak for Dan, but it does seem to me like, I don't know, almost like an adult trying to comfort a child who's sick. Like, don't worry, everything will be much better just around the corner. Mama's back. No, she's not. So what if we return to the cabin? Thank you, boy. I see, we can count on you. Thank you for the book. In these times of misery, it is a very precious treasure. What a clever little rascal we have here. Maybe we could keep you company while you wait for your mother. We can talk about the weather, about the world, and about fate. Maybe we'll dare to sketch out the plans for the countries that will be ours. What do you think, little one? A future where each of us will be a guardian of universal happiness. A cycle. A cycle of creation, purification, and rebirth. Where every man will have a job to do and a role to play in maintaining harmony. Where you might dream of a happier life at any moment, and where our children can feel this same hope we do. I'm starting to get another idea. The idea that maybe this is about generational futility. How everyone sacrifices the happiness in their life for the hope of happiness for the next generation. And the next generation winds up doing the same thing. Of course, you do not understand much of this grown-up talk. Before long, you'll forget even these few sentences. The very first stars shining through the dark canopy of the world. So go on, have fun. Make the most of the new world which will soon be born from these smoldering ashes. You've no time to waste listening to the sweet-sounding babble of 3 utopian fools. A secret day has been found. The creators of the new world, it's like they were just humoring us this entire time. The specialist secret day protects from common ailments such as lethargic and poison. I don't know if we need that at this moment, but I should certainly like to save. I had talked about generational futility, but maybe this perspective of a child also explains the Elsens. Always working, always doing things that don't seem to make sense. Unable to understand the sacrifices that adults make just in order to live. And so it seems like they're throwing it all away for nothing. Why don't they enjoy themselves? But I think it's time for us to meet that queen we've heard so much about. Hello, Mama. Papa left. I don't like him anyways. I hope you'll be back soon. I made 3 friends today. The tall mister told me that he'd take me to ride a pedalo, and that we'd all work together to build the world. The little bird told me that he'd show me the sky and the clouds, and that I wouldn't have to be scared ever again. They always represented the boss as the guardians. The big mister told me he'd bake me a cake. Today was a good day. I would like you to come back soon. Once more back to the start. The world in a window. Our bug buddies are evolving, too. You're playing with saves! Ow. Harmful ground, I see. This is the first thing that's actually damaged us outside of combat. But once more, that further goes to show that the game is breaking apart, becoming more fourth wall breaking. Not that this is fourth wall breaking, but more meta. It's stepping outside its own mechanics. Okay, we may as well protect ourselves from the ground. Let's get a Wednesday on us. Look at you. You know, this screenshot was actually on the store page, and I spent a lot of the early game wondering when we would see this. Of course, it shows itself by the time I had forgotten about it. It's just watching indifferently. These crosses on the ground react to us stepping on them also. Maybe some kind of combination? Wait, there are... Can we get over to these computers? No. But there are openings everywhere. What day is it today? I'll have to check back with you. No, you're not paying attention yet. I need to find the calendar. Actually, we can't play this game again until tomorrow. Can we not? Wait, what? Speak to the giant in the first save. It's literally treating the saves as different locations. Okay. I think it said the 3rd when we handed it to Dedan. It's persistent. Halo, if we close the game and come back, then we can come back here. That whole false menu is hiding behind all this. I've almost come to see this game as like a stack of tabletop games boards stacked on top of each other. Alright, let's go talk to that Elson again. Once more. We've gotta equip our things so that we don't get hurt by the floor. Was it Wednesday? What day is it today? The 18th of March. Yes, that's it. Bravo. I didn't look it up. I just picked the next one. Here, take this as a reward. A mysterious symbol has been found. What does the mysterious symbol do? Hang on. It increases our attack. Okay, Alpha, take that. What about Omega? If we were to give you the one you just had, and it's all the same. Which station would I visit to find metal in the stomach of a cow? Dude, I don't remember. It's been weeks, man. It wasn't Damien. I don't think it was Alma either. Pentel? Yes, that's it. Bravo. Here, take this as a reward. An aura of power. We can increase your defense. Wait, what if we were to... Maybe it's not a good idea, but what if we were to give it to Epsilon? We could pretty substantially increase your defense. This is a chance to power ourselves up. Which of these books can you not read at the library? Like, we couldn't actually learn what the tales and legends were? No? Okay. I'm pretty sure all those were there. I get the impression that this is important. Yeah, I do too. It's so intricately designed. Look at you. You'd be very difficult, if not impossible, to reach without harming ourselves otherwise. What's the secret code to the warehouse? It was either Van Gacy, or I think it was Von Gacy. Yes, that's it. Bravo. Here, take this as a reward. A bleeding symbol. Okay, how does that compare? Whoa, that's a big upgrade. Okay, Alpha, you're gonna get that, and Omega, you're gonna get the other one. Mysterious symbol. Okay. Those strings are gonna be doing extra work for us today. Oh, there's enemies here! There are now. We could flee. We could also, hang on, let's Spectre you to death. Infernal Spectre. Smack, that is a big hit you do. You're gonna use an eye, so we can learn about you. Horned ectoplasmic incarnation. Unable to detect type, resist smoke, weak to metal. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you just hit him. You all gained that stuff, and we're good. Although, Zachary's probably not here for us to spend our money with, right? Now we can come down this way. Ah, it changed here. Today, Papa gave me a music box. The same music box that we found and gave to Zachary, the one that was most coveted. Hey, once more you. I'm still not quite sure what we do about this room. Oh, wait. I see. This controls our rock. The direction of travel matters as well. I see. Okay, that's kind of cool. There we go. We just need to make sure we come in from the right side. We are going to move you now. And then right there. 3755. Actually, wait, can I talk to you? Hello. How are you today? Tell me a random number. Oh. 8946 then? Bravo. That's exactly right. Just beamed into my head. 3755. Very well, let's try another one. 3755. No, that's not it. And if we leave and come back, I'm pretty sure what happens is we'll get to choose again. Whoa. Elson's in the dark, shadows as if they're not really there, but we can still perceive their presence, the crowding in an empty room. Massive crowding. And in this case, the bedroom is more like a cage. And silent and staticky. There's nothing for us to read into here. This panel can be pushed into the ground. May correspond to something else. If I leave and come back, are you reset? Yes. So you're meant to be done all at once. Let's try block 3. Inverted. Wow, that screws me up big. I did not expect that to mess with me so much. Something isn't working here. Well, my monitor, possibly. Let's try entering the room. We can't examine the bear, nor the bed. Something is surely not working here. The centaur with the bow will be the mount of the one who seeks the exit. I wonder if it has something to do with this, because there's an empty panel next to the wall that shows this. Actually, if we look in these circles, we see that these patterns, they have, let's imagine them as a hook shape, right? And go by the pointy end. On the wall, we have pointy end right up and pointy end right down. So let me move that Steam screenshot over to the other monitor. And let's see, that would be you. Who else? You. You. You, I think, yeah. You? So I'm having to constantly glance to my right, so the audio probably sounds pretty weird on my voice because I'm panning around. And you? There we go, 5865. 5865, that's another number to bring back to the Elson. 5865. Bravo, that's perfect. Here, take this. You've done well. The Sagittarius card has been found. Okay. Well, actually, the cards have always just kind of functioned as a pass to other parts of the world. So now what? And we've got to remember this number as well. It's got to be for something, right? 3755? just not the immediate use. Maybe now I can walk down this hallway? Look at that, our inverting perspective. So now we can actually write ourselves. 3, 7, 5, 5. There we go. And now the whole world is righted. That is so cool. This whole thing is so cool. Today, Papa gave me a comic. But I want to go out and play. I hate this place, being confined all the time, looping and slightly changing, but just the same walls over and over. I'm sure Mama will come pick me up. Everyone's trying to make things easier for you, but to you it just feels like a prison. Even the chapters are rolling in reverse. Chapter 2, Boxer's Adventures. It's an old comic. Read it? Panic in Ballville. What a beautiful day. Ballville is at peace today. Let's hope that nothing bad happens to spoil the magical blue of this glorious sky. This is funny, it's almost like a comic functioning as an NES game or something. Ballman, who is looking mighty deranged here. Haha, you're not taking my diabolical genius into account. And my new invention, the cloning machine. I filled Ballville with my own evil clones. You can't stop us now, Boxer. And I've also kidnapped your little girlfriend. Oh no. Maybe it isn't such a good day after all. Mission 64. Clear Ballville of all the evil clones of Ballman. Quick! Ooh la la, what a mess. I'd better hurry. We're seeing the whole world through the lens of video games. Hey, now we enter combat, but it works the same way. You can attack multiple Ballman enemies. Whoa, but we do crazy damage. And don't receive much of a reward. Wow. It's really just all about avoiding them, though. Alright, let's kill them all. I'm at the point where I'm just kind of super curious and waiting to see where this takes us. They'll hit a point where they can't do anything to us. And they just kind of despawn on their own, it seems. Oh, here's where they come in, literally spawning in a lightning strike, just like we do when we enter a zone. Whoopsie daisy, this is a veritable invasion. Haha, Boxer, this is the end for you. Vigilante Mike Keister. See, the characters stay the same, but the world is reinvented, just like they were saying. Almost recursive, having each of these end with discovering the next form of off. Okay. Well, we wore through our competences, but we can hit all enemies. Look at that. If that ain't overpowered, I don't know what is. This is impossible, even for a superhero. You've never had a chance of success. No, Daisy! This is really stupid. Well, you're one to talk. Today, Mama finally picked me up. Zachary, you're here. I would love to have some boxer's powers. The end is near, my friend. I believe what's floating behind you is the final save point. Perhaps it would be wise to record your progress one last time before you enter that door and face the Queen. The time has come for you to spend the golden fruits of your carnage. Yes, I think you're right. I've just saved, so we don't need to worry too much. Still, is there anything we don't have quite enough of? The Katsuhiro bat. Well, we can always use more attack. Let's take it for 2,000 credits. We don't have much left now. The Aura of Lunacy, which could really increase the defense of all these units. The Neil Tunic, which could increase our defense. There's a lot of things here, but we don't have nearly the money. There is the Grand Brachial, a bizarre object associated with meat. Actually, I think we should go buy it. Let's return to nothingness. We need to go farm some money. Just running back and forth in this room over and over. Just trying to trigger the fights as they come. Because we get so much money from these things that it doesn't actually hurt us to do this for a few minutes. And we can potentially get a lot more powerful as a result. Epsilon can now use experienced drama. And we got a whole bunch more credits. Pretty much every battle enables us to buy new things. I think every upgrade is going to help us out here. Experienced trauma lightly increases an ally's intelligence. I'm not sure what that actually does. Alpha is clever. Let's see what happens. Alpha. Yeah, what does clever actually do? Magic Home Run just says special attack with considerable impact. We saved that for a critical moment. It could do big damage. Yeah, look at that. Better. Multiple perspective. Lots of level ups here. Yeah, I think we'll just finish off what we've got right now. We've got more than enough money to buy the last grand artifact and a couple of additional items. Multiple perspective revives an ally. It's an expensive competence. Most of the time we're probably better off just using an object, but it's there. And who knows, maybe it heals more of their stuff. Alright, Zachary, I'm ready for you. The end is near, blah, blah, blah. Well, I've got cash for you. First of all, I'm gonna want... Well, I already bought that. I'm gonna want your last grand piece, the Grand Brachial. 5,000 credits? Sure. Sold out, one of a kind. Now, Color of Neglect. That's a pretty big defensive bonus. And I'm gonna want it. So many guys who can use it too. What's better? Is it better if you guys are more able to... It's cheaper and... Oh man, there's just so much to spend money on. Like, it's not even enough. Everything we just went and got is not even enough. We could increase our defense even more. Maybe it's better if we defend Alpha some more. Probably best if we defend Alpha some more, and that's all of it. Ah, I figured. I knew we had to talk to you again, but we had to come back here. But you have the 5 elements? If you'd like, I'll exchange them for an incredibly rare item. You know what? No, hang on, wait. Oh, wait, here's what we're gonna do. we are going to create a mystical 6th save here. I always come back this way thinking there will be a save, but we're going to make a 6th save, and that will be an anchor slot, because I have actually read ahead a little bit, and while I don't know what any of this actually brings about, I do know that we're going to have a choice here between a weapon and the ability to get a secret ending. So what we're going to do is we're first going to get the regular ending. I have the Ashley Bat, this game's ultimate offensive item, or the Ares card, which is, although I have no idea what it's good for, completely unique as well. So which do you choose? For now, I'm going to take the Ashley Bat, but we've got to save. Here's your new treasure. Use it wisely. And take this, as thanks for your continued patronage. We received the pillar art, Dearest Friends. You and Sugar. Slot 5 is off limits, and now we can enter. Yes, we can. We've come a long way from fighting specters in the barn, haven't we? The first thing she said was, "You're finally here, Batter." The in-game dialogue is recounting the story to us now. Long have I awaited your arrival. But you've traveled this path in vain. You will only cause embarrassment here. Go back home. Never losing his icy confidence, the Batter replied, "That's just what I've done. This cradle is the home of my father. The guardians have fallen. You are queen of a kingdom that no longer exists." Surprised, but not at all disconcerted, she asked him, "Why have you destroyed the world I rebuilt?" The answer was simple. That was never what you were here to do. Your task was to care for him, and you failed. Because of you, I must now complete my sacred mission. Forcing their monotonous dialogue on in the face of the Batter's attacks, the Queen explained her actions. I only created all this for him. I desire nothing more than the happiness of my children. Lost in preparations for the birthday party, you forgot who it was for. With this, the Queen's patience was exhausted. The reality is just bleeding straight through the dialogue now. You've spoiled the carnival, Batter. I will not let you lay a hand on the son who brought us into the world. Today, you will fall. Even the roles are inverted. Well, let's try and fight you then. And we get first dibs. So, what do you count as? Perhaps an unknown? Sigma. You've got your Sigma and Delta, yeah. Ipsilon. You've got your own add-ons. So do we do what we've always done and target them one at a time? 112, it's a lot of damage. Alpha. Why don't you palsy the other one? It cannot move. And this is gonna be hard. I can already tell. Let's optimized blur, Sigma. We're getting big hits. Oh my god. Okay. Abstract Tragedy hit everyone. I am gravely disappointed. I think Alpha's asleep. Run with Faith against Sigma. Omega, you're going to Gaussian blur this one, and it's gone. Hitting us for quite a bit, but we're still in the game. Epsilon, once more. Hit everyone, spread that damage around. Omega, do a Gaussian blur on Epsilon, why don't you? Metal seems to do a lot. So, why don't we run with Courage against Epsilon? No dessert for you. Some bad effects. But we're immediately calmed. I was just gonna comment on how calm the music was here. But I was just thinking that she seems more disappointed than anything. Like a kid running at their mother while she just has one hand on their head. Omega, you go for an optimized blur against Epsilon since that's who we're hitting. Epsilon, you go ahead and once more do an abstract tragedy. And Batter, you're going to metal attack Delta. And it's gone. Alpha, why don't you go ahead and palsy her. And Omega, do an optimized blur. Have you finally filled your life? I didn't get to read that. Epsilon, why don't we try using Expiration? I mean, we spent all this money. That was a big hit. Batter. You can do the hits. 112. Omega. Why don't you go ahead and crit Expiration? Big hit from Omega. Alpha. Poison, perhaps? Omega. Once more. Do that big hit, but this is deceptively easy. Last time something was this easy... Well, actually, now that I think about it, it was Japhet's fight, and that was a bit of a feint to get us to waste our CC. Which I am still unquestioningly doing. There's nothing but the void after me. She's got a lot of health, but we've got a lot of damage coming in. Omega, how about you golden flesh up our Battle Boy? Epsilon. You also hype our man up. And Batter. Do that special attack. Once more, victory just feels wrong. It's very thoughtful with its boss fights. A few of them in the game are meant to be super difficult. But for the most part, they're actually telling the story through the way they play. Everyone's leveling up. That was very irresponsible of you, Batter. I made a big cake for the party tonight. Would you like some coffee, my love? Queen of the Flies, it is time to join your disciples. Once more, we do not listen. It all went wrong. Now we must forget it all and dream sweet dreams. It almost sounds like... Well, I have my thoughts, but I'm gonna hold them. Look, he has your eyes. But they are full of fear. This is some quite unfitting music, isn't it? Chapter 0. The batter. All the batter to bake a cake with? Sorry, I was trying to do 2 puns at once. There's a staircase right there. Oh my, we've entered the MC Escher room. A save somewhere, perhaps? Another hidden boss. But we cannot save, can we? Okay, all of our stats seem to be restored. If we die to you, we could continue. Presumably? Oh. Is that you, Source? No, is that you, Cobb? No, you're not. You're someone else. Don't come near. You're a goat creature. Conjugate auroras. Or auras? I'm not sure what it said. Alright, well, you know the drill. Let's start finding out what you're weak to. You seem like a beast. So let's run with grace. You ain't that. Whoa. Solid objects. Okay, you can just nuke us. Alpha. Do a complete string. Omega. Try using expiration. How's meat damage? Not great. The animation on that, it's so real. Great interest. What did that do? Okay, let's crit complete string. Epsilon. Let's increase the batter's attack. Corrupted arrow, we've all been vilified. We can't do anything. We can't use objects either. We've just got to smack you. You can just do stuff like that. Epsilon gets a boon, which heals us. Alright, just start smacking him. These boss fights are so strange. There's no one in the houses on these towns. Ionosphere. Whoa, you just did 10,000 damage. We can't use anything to bring you back either. That seems kind of nonsense. You just healed, but we're no longer vilified. Metal attack? That's better. Let's, revive guys while we can. It's back, doing massive damage. Great interest once more. Alpha, why don't you go ahead and fortune up the batter? He's gonna need it. Smoke attack? You're not a burnt, though. You don't really seem to have any weaknesses. I'll try defending, but it's probably pointless. Boon. The stars of the sky have no name. Absolutely ridiculous. Our strength fades. You heal. So what's the strategy with you? Well, we're gonna bring back Alpha. That's the first thing. Epsilon is going to... Do you have anything that can heal us? No? Well, then in that case, we're actually gonna abstract tragedy you. That wasn't worth it. Once more, you're doing ridiculous damage to us. There we go. Now Alpha can do some poison damage and at least keep it coming. There won't be a lot, though. Vilified. Start hitting him. Omega. Hit him. Heal some more. It's just nothing we do matters. Let's defend. So maybe when... Yeah, no, there's nothing we can do once Boone shows up. And nothing we can do in general because we can't use competences or items. And you just do all that and undo everything we did. There's gotta be some way to hit you for bigger damage. Not like the game is gonna tell me what any of these things actually do. Tell you what, go for a magic home run. Let's see what you can do. It's the closest we're gonna get to big hits, I think. Yeah, that's what I think. I think when you watch someone, you do that. You'll always do that. You're gonna kill Epsilon this turn with Ionosphere. There we go. Okay, no, I found it. I found it. Using meat items on you is just how we do it. Spamming that from the start probably would have helped massively. There we go. You're going to kill Alpha. Oh, that just goes by so fast. So what we can do then is use other objects like fortune tickets. Healing ourselves doesn't matter much right now. Maybe poisoning you would be a good idea, since we can't do anything. Yeah, that's decent. We're now vilified. Probably gonna kill us right here, honestly. Let's get somebody back in. Like you. That's just a slog. Oh my god, finally! Yay. I mean, technically first try, I suppose. Batter can now use save 4th base. I'm surprised there's still more. Look at all our health. Omega as well. I leave, but what I am remains. You can destroy everything else, but not this. There was a city. There were living beings inside. Everything went away. But I stayed, just like the story of every other optional boss. I am death. Don't be afraid of me. You carry my pith, and I'll be back soon. This has been my home from the start. I leave, but what I am remains. I mean, it seems like every boss in this game has been someone trying to tell us something and us ignoring the message. Same goes for the optional ones. So that was a bit more of a slog, and I was saying earlier that I think the game's combat gets a lot better as it becomes more granular, as you gain more options for how you want to proceed with things. And my least favorite bosses have been all the ones that basically stop you from doing anything intelligent, and you just kind of have to grind your way through. Pillar art has been found. Zodiacs. I don't know if we can save at this point. Hopefully there'll be another. Maybe that's each of the optional bosses dead then. Because I don't see anybody I don't recognize. We've got the puddle on the floor, the crab, the fish, the carnival, the goat, and the lion. It's you. We haven't heard from you in some time. I'm here. You're a boss. We are in no shape for this. Oh no. So what this is starting to look like is a custody dispute where we just kicked the door in, murdered our wife, and now we found our child. Okay. Hugo. Alpha. You do a long string. We're doing so much and you're not fighting back. Can we do damage with plastic? We can do considerable damage with plastic. You have 1 HP. Let's improve the batter. And we're hyping ourselves up for infanticide. This is awful. This is really awful. I'm scared of the dark. From now on, there will be no more darkness. The world was purified. Stop right there, imposter. To think that I had placed in you the blindest confidence, the firmest hope, the frankest belief. We can well say that I have erred to the bone. But the one who truly betrayed us sits beyond the eye of the cat. What have you done, Chris? Is the opaque mist of the narrative really your excuse for killing woman and child? You have not purified this place. You have destroyed, eradicated it. You have plunged it into a sterile nothingness. It's better like that. I erred in ever lending you my paw. The moment the curtain rose, I should have detected the black flame that consumes your soul. Chris, join me. Atone for the sins we have committed by preventing this monster from completing his work. Don't do that. I require your help to purify this world. Now is the time to render your final, worthless verdict. The batter official ending, or the judge special ending? Well, the first time around in a game, you don't try to think outside the box. You don't try to metagame. You do what you think is right. You go with your gut. And I came around to the judge's way of thinking a long time ago. Pathetic and futile though it is, I believe your choice is the right one. Now then, batter, taste our vindictive thirst for meaningless justice. And we're playing as the judge here. He's got a lot of health. That makes sense. We literally had the choice to abandon our avatar and speak through the judge instead. The judge used the eye, demented purificatory incarnation. Unable to detect type, no weaknesses detected. Looks like a burnt. Hitting us for not a ton. Malignant aneurysm, average impact. Special attack with incredible impact. Oh, wow. These are all attacks with massive damage named after medical conditions. Okay, let's do incredible impact. 50. You don't do much to us. Is there anything that can inflict palsy? Poison, palsy, staggering sclerosis. Can't move. And now we can do big damage. Oh, it's like in It's like a weird inverted version of the regular battle theme on top of the cool stuff. Okay, let's palsy you once more. But we're moving through our competences quickly, and you've got another thing coming in. Let's inflict poison. It's not a lot, but it's something. Meanwhile, I would really like for us to golden that. We're still dealing damage. You're actually using your own attacks, so we know them well. Meanwhile, we can once more palsy you. And just prevent you from doing anything. We've just gotta keep it coming. Did it keep poisoning you? Probably the move, right? You're hitting us. We can heal when the time comes, but remember, we're not going to be able to Joker ourselves out of this. Yeah, let's just keep inflicting palsy so long as you're like this. Longer palsy. I would really, really like for us to reach crits. Let's do some damage while we're at it. You'll hit us for a bit. Let's use a luck ticket on us, just so that we can stay around for a bit longer. It's basically a slow speed chase right here. And we do kind of have the advantage, unless you start changing. Let's poison you once more. Not sure quite how much you got. That's going to be a big hit coming in. Ow. But it hardly matters. Okay, let's make you mute, then. That'll last a while. Probably should have started with that. Okay, now, unfortunately, we can't do Incredible Impact, or that either, for that matter. Dang it. We can do Average Impact. So let's do it. You didn't have the ability to do what you wanted right there. Okay, let's do this now. Make sure we're fully competenced. We'll be ready the next time. Okay, let's poison you again. You're getting low. I mean, this is basically the monster we've been for the entire game, huh? Now we're going to use, once more, Palsy. Just stop those crit attacks from coming in. I mean, it's so easy to just freeze you in place. That was always why we needed the add-ons. But actually, in this moment, the add-ons have pretty much left you, and I think that's telling. I can mute you. You'll be able to hit, but yeah. I mean, let's just do crazy damage. You're so low. Your mad crusade ends here. Die, Batter, carrying the eternal souvenir of failure in your sad enterprise. It's too late. Everything is lost. I know it, but I prefer this to your victory. Now there's nothing left but our regrets. A morning without light, defeat the Batter. A game by Mortis Ghost. Well, we are not done yet because we've still got 2 more endings to unlock. And this does not sound copyright friendly. But anyway, that was Off, and it was really, really cool. It never stepped back and outright told us what the real reality layer of this is, but I think it was fairly clear by the end. Although who knows, maybe it is in the true ending, or the secret ending. And we're going to go back for those, but I've been recording for a long time, so maybe that'll just be like a bonus video that goes up alongside Crime Scene Cleaner. Just walking the tracks. Suffice to say, this game did something really interesting where, as I've been saying, it's very much using its gameplay for narrative reasons. The reason it's called Off is because it just has this constant feeling that something's not right. The story hypes us up as this video game hero on a holy quest, but all of it is so bare and empty. I mean, our direction is there, but there's none of the meat that would make it feel like we're on a real journey. And of course, the more we decide to peek behind the curtain, the more it's reinforced that we aren't actually doing what we think we are. Walking back through the old purified zones. Even a lot of the boss fights, it feels like it's just giving it to us, and it uses that inconsistent difficulty to make it feel like there's something wrong here. Now I'm just waiting to see where all of this leads. It's a very excellent meta use of gameplay and story integration, where it knows what players expect from a difficulty curve, and it plays with that to give it that off-kilter feeling. And it's pretty subtle because it's not even due to anything that's happening in the plot. It's just that you're going through feeling like it's not balanced like a traditional game. And of course, I have to keep pointing out that this came out in 2008. So this is really before or right when all these narrative subversion games were coming out. I had said in the beginning that, it feels inspired by Yume Nikki, and you guys said that it isn't. Well, it's less inspired by Yume Nikki, and it feels in many ways more like the predecessor to Undertale. As time went on, that was more what I was feeling from it. Pillar art has been found, woman and child. And there we are. It's definitely more about the feelings that it leaves you with. That feeling of wrongness throughout a hero's adventure. And it's definitely worth it for that alone. I mean, the combat became more enjoyable as it went on, to the point where I actually started to enjoy it and most of the boss fights. It's weird and experimental. And I think it was probably refined and made more accessible through Undertale. But it's definitely worthwhile to come back and see the source and see where some of these ideas come from. And the way they're portrayed in this much more raw state that doesn't necessarily care about presenting itself in that packaged manner. It was definitely worth it, and, well, I'm gonna have to come back to see what those other endings are. We didn't even get the true ending here. Also, let's not leave without looking at our final banner art. Woman and child. And I think it tells us about all we need to know. The child was waiting for Mom to come pick them up. Finally she did. But the shadow of the batter always looms. And eventually he came back for them. It seems like the batter may believe all this to be a mercy killing, that, the baby is sick, that there's not anything that they have worth living for, and so he's going to purify them, make them die innocent. At least that's my interpretation of this so far, and I'm pretty confident in that by the end. But we'll have to see the other endings. That thing on the wall, that's what we were approaching. Well, anyway, we'll return for that in a bonus episode. For now, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.